Hello, friends. Welcome to today's prediction on Betkraft. All right, it's another wonderful Sunday morning, and as usual, we come up with our games. And just a few games that we looked into amongst the games that's going on across the globe today, and we took a time to look into these games and brought it forward for you. All right, in a short while, we'll be looking at these games one after the other, and also remember today is Sunday and it's the day that we have our Sunday Millionaires games that we always do once in a week. All right, it is a time that we also predict games and accumulate games that is up to 1,000 odds, and we said we will always try it out once in a week, always on a Sunday. All right, that will be coming at the end of this video, but also if it is the first time you're coming across our video and you've not subscribed yet, kindly take out time to hit the subscription button down there so you don't miss out on our subsequent games. All right, and that being said, let's head to the business of the day. Today we're starting the very first game, and the first game happened to be in Nigeria, where we'll have Lobby Stars who will be up against Remo Stars. Okay, and Lobby Stars will take a look at how they fared from their recent games, as well as taking it down to how they fared from a home and away perspective. And we see that Lobby Stars in the past 6 games that played on recent occasions have been able to win one, and they've also had one draw as well as 4 losses in the past 6 encounters that they had. And away side, Remo Stars have also won 3 games as well as 1 draw and also 2 losses in the past 6 encounters that they have so far. So taking it down to how they fared from home and away perspective, you can see that Lobby Stars, the home side, in the past 10 home games, they have been able to win 6 games out of those 10, and they've also had 3 draws as well as 1 loss. As a matter of fact, the last home game they played out was against Aqua United, and they lost out on that very occasion. But they've been able to win 60% of their home games, and their away side, on the other hand, Remo Stars have only managed just 3 draws in the past 10 away games, but they have also had 7 losses, in their past 10 away games. It goes to show that they've not been able to win any match in the past 10 away games, and it shows that they're not doing very fine when they're playing from away, and the home side is much more likely to come to terms with 3 points in this very occasion. We expect to see a home win for this very game, seeing that Lobby Stars have been able to win 60% of their home matches. So it is home side that's expected to rise to the occasion and win outright in this very game. It is on win, that's a verdict. And that takes us to the next game, also in the Nigerian League. We'll have Enugu Rangers who will be up against Enyimba. All right, Enugu Rangers have been able to win 3 in the past 6, and they've had 2 draws. They've had 1 draw as well as 2 losses. And the away side, Enyimba, have had just 1 draw, and they've also had 4 wins as well as 1 loss in the past 6 encounters that they have so far. So when you take it down to how they fared from home and away perspective, you can see that Enugu Rangers in the past 10 home games, they have won 9 of those, and they've had just 1 draw. They've won 90% of the home games. It goes to show that they're doing very well on this very ground. And the away side, Enyimba, on the other hand, have managed just 2 wins from away. They've also had 2 draws, and they've had 6 losses in their past 10 away games that they have so far. All right, when you put all that together, you see that Enugu Rangers, the home side, is actually expected to rise to the occasion, seeing that they've been able to win 90% of their last 10 home games. All right, so it is home side that's expected to rise and win outright in this very game. It is home win. That's our party for this very encounter, and that will take us to the very next game. And the next game happen to be in Norway, where we have Norway Division 1, where we have Ålesund who will be up against the Kongsvinger, and also in the past 6 games have also had they've had just 1 win, and they've had 1 draw as well as 4 losses in the past 6 recent games that they played so far. And away side, Kongsvinger have won 4 out of those games. They've also had 1 draw as well as 1 loss in the past 6 recent encounters. All right, they're in fine form at the moment. And the home taking it down to how both sides fare from home and away perspective, you could see that the home side, also in the past 10 home games, have managed just 2 wins. They've also had 2 draws, but they have had a whooping 6 losses from out of the past 10 games they've had so far. It goes to show that they've been able to manage just 20% of their 20% win of their past 10 home games. So it goes to show that they're a very poor side playing from home. And the away side, on the other hand, Kongsvinger have been able to achieve 5 wins from the last 10 away games. They've also had 3 losses as well as 2 draws. So it is better side, seeing that they've actually won 50% of their away games, and also they're doing very well at the moment. And the recent past 2 away games that they played so far saw them winning those games outrightly. So we do expect them to actually repeat this the fate on this very encounter. We expect the away side to actually rise to the occasion and win outrightly against Ulsan, who has been very poor from home. It is away side to win. That's our verdict for that very game. And that takes us to the very next. And the next game also happened to be in Norway Division 2, where we have Eidsvoid who will be up against Alta. And Eidsvoid in the past 6 have managed 2 wins, but they have also had 4 losses. And the wayside Alta have also had the same 2 wins as well as 4 losses in the past 6 encounters. And when you take it down to how they fared from home and away, you can see that the home side have been able to achieve 8 wins in the past 10 home games, and they've also had 2 losses. And the away side have been able to win 4 games from away, but they've also had 6 losses in the past 10 home games. But also taking a closer look, you see that the matches for the home side, the past 10 home games have produced 7 score over 2.5 score line in the past 10 home games. And the away side in the past 10 away games, it has produced 9 over 2.5 score line. It goes to show that it is over 2.5 that is actually predominant in this their recent encounter. So we do expect to see a match producing over 2.5. Also, the last 4 times both teams met, actually produces over 2.5 score line. So in this very encounter, we expect to see 3 goals minimum in this very game. It is over 2.5. That's our verdict for that very encounter. And that takes us to the very next for the day. And the next game for the day is actually also in Norway. We'll have Norway Division 2 again. We'll have Junkeren who will be up against Ulensanka. Okay, and when you take a look, you see that the home side Junkeren have lost the entire 6 games they have played in recent occasions. But the away side, Ulensanka have had 3 wins as well as 3 losses in the past 6 games that had on recent occasions. And when you take a look at how they fared from home and away perspective, you see that the home side Junkeren in the past 10 home games have lost 8 games out of those 10, but they've also had 1 win as well as 1 draw in the past 10 home games that they had so far. So it goes to show that they have lost 80% of their home matches, and they're not doing very well at the moment. They're doing poorly even from home. And the away side, on the other hand, Ulsaka have managed to achieve 5 wins from away. They've also had 3 draws as well as they've also had 4 draws as well as 1 loss. They only had 1 loss playing from away in the past 10 away games that they've had so far. So it goes to show you that when you put all that together, the away side is highly expected to rise to the occasion in this very one, seeing that they've won 50% of their away games and they're expected to rise to the occasion and win outrightly in this very encounter. It is their away side, Ulensanka, to win outrightly. That's our verdict for that very encounter. And that takes us to the very next game. And the next game happened to be the last for the day. It is in Peru, second division, Peru Segunda Division. That's what it's called actually. And it is the San Marcos who will be at home facing Molinos El Pirata in Peru Segunda Division. And the home side, San Marcos, have been able to achieve 4 wins in the past 6 games ahead so far, but they have also had 2 losses amongst those 6 games. But the away side, El Pirata, have managed 2 wins, but they have had 4 losses in the past 6 games that has in recent occasions. And when you take it down to how both sides fared from home and away perspective, you can see that the home side, San Marcos, have been able to win 8 games out of 10 past home games they had so far. So they've been able to win 80% of their home games, and they've been scoring a lot of goals too as well. And the away side, on the other hand, El Pirata have had just 1 win playing from away, but they've had 1 draw as well, and they've lost 8 games in the last 10 away games that has so far. It goes to show that they're not a very good side playing from away. They've been losing their matches, and they've managed just 1 win. So the home side have won 80% of their home games. So when you put all that together, it is the home side who is much more fancy to pick up the spoils. And also the last time both teams met, which was in April this year, saw San Marcos defeating El Pirata by 2-0 from away. So we do expect San Marcos, who will be playing at home this time around, to rise to the occasion and win outrightly in this very encounter. It is home side that is expected to win. That's about it for this very game. Okay, and that concludes our predictions for you today on Betkraft. I wish you the very best of luck, but also remember, in a short while we'll be displaying the Sunday Millionaires ticket here for those of you who are using BetKing. All right, Sunday Millionaires game is up there. Kindly try out these games. You never know where your fortune can come from. Try out these games and see how it goes. It's going to be up to 1,000 odds, and let's see how that works. I wish you the very best of luck. Remember to play what you can afford to lose. It's only a football game. Anything can happen. But I always advocate that you try out with a very amount that is not too much. Just something they can afford to lose. All right. That being said, tomorrow is another day, and we'll be coming up with our predictions here on Betkraft. But until then, keep winning.